Welcome to the KotalkTsu Podcast with me, your host, and then Joe, Sakura, and my son Mason.
Yep, and Dakota. You forgot your own name there.
No, I said my own name.
You didn't. You said me, your host. All right.
Sweet. So we're kicking off. Would you guys think, if you guys were thrown into the medieval times, would you guys reveal your knowledge, or would you guys be scared to be immediately burned at the stake?
I was actually talking about this earlier.
No, really?
Well, not that specifically, but I was saying, like, if I went back in medieval times, I think that it would be, like, I know it's kind of fucked up to say, but I think it'd be kind of enjoyable to, like, kill, like, corrupted, like, politicians at the time.
Just like, so you'd go on like a witch hunt, like not witch hunt, but you'd be like the Witcher in the medieval times, going on like,
because I mean it's like
hierarchy killing sprees or something.
Yeah,
like get rid of the lords.
Yeah, I think that would be like, I think that'd be pretty interesting, because it's like back then they don't have DNA to track you, and like.
Yeah, I know.
I know. No technology, no cameras, no digital tracking. Right now, there's so many cameras and devices. Even you look up serial killer or see like killer shows from like the 70s or the 60s. You know that they're like mimicking, or like they're checking out. Or how do I explain that? Not checking out, but when you watch those shows, you look at it and it's so much easier because there's no video footage everywhere. Because like nowadays people have cameras at their doors, cameras on the side of their house, inside their homes, all the businesses that have all the cameras.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, on computers, like it's so easy to track people if you really wanted to track people. But medieval times, you're going back even further. It's not just the 70s. You could
be a mass murderer in one town and then go to the next and be well known.
Yeah, you could
there.
be. Yeah,
and then you can go to the next town and no one knows about you.
It's so true.
Well, it's like I said, I think it'd be like playing a real life video game.
Honestly,
but like it's like going
the black plague, the bubonic plague comes and slaps your ass and you're dead.
I think that something has to do with it is like. Is if you were to go back in time with like your knowledge that you have now, it's like I feel like if you were to like do what I said, like going on like a killing spree of like corrupted politicians, etc., or like the churches, because I feel like the churches back then were fucked up for no reason.
I mean, yeah, really, there's times.
It's because sorry, go on.
There's cults nowadays that are fucked up, but like where.
Well, I think that it would be interesting because it's like. But, like, I think the whole thing is, it's like, if, say, you went back in time with your, like, current mindset, I feel like you might be able to kill a person, like, back then, and not fail completely. But, like, I feel like if you had the mindset of back then, without, like, knowing how you feel now, because I feel like our generation is much more desensitized to stuff like that.
And being able to... So you're saying it would be easier to kill someone?
Than if you had the mindset of back then, because it's like... I feel like we're desensitized, because like I remember back when I was like 12, 13, going on Instagram and just like seeing the most fucked up things, like
dude, ISIS videos.
Yeah, the ISIS beheadings. Or like I remember seeing people get hit by cars when I was like 13 years old, just like all over Instagram.
I think we talked about this, but the Reddit 50-50 challenge. I saw someone
so crazy
jump off a telephone pole and just die straight up.
Yeah, it's just like
splatted.
I feel like we become desensitized to like stuff like that, because I feel like
go on.
Because it's like we grew up with like viewing all that stuff at like a very young age, so I feel like we became very desensitized.
But then again, I feel like the medieval times you'd also see more of that too, though. Like there's probably so many guillotine beheadings too.
It'd be I feel like it'd be freaking brutal.
Dude, the hangings, watching people burn. They were like burning people in front of you. Oh, she's a witch. She's a witch. Oh my gosh, how many people stoned? The like, what were these? And then the guillotine.
Well, the guillotine is fairly new. I'm pretty sure.
It was during the French. I know. I
think it was during the 17. I think it was during like the 1700s.
War. Yeah.
1792. Good job, Dakota.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
So they had executioners, not beheadings, like guillotine beheadings.
Oh, like the beginning of
like
Skyrim.
Game of Thrones. Watch Game of Thrones.
I want to. I heard the editing was shit.
But all 7 seasons before that, chef's kiss.
We're fine. Yeah, I know. I want to watch it too. I really do. I want to talk about it once I do watch it. But anyway, no, but like, what? Back to the original question: would you guys reveal your knowledge to someone, or
scenario? Because
would you?
Hypothetically, if you wanted to keep that information to yourself, I feel like I'd be like talking to my friend. I'd be like, I'm gonna go catch a wink in my quarters. I'll text you later. And then I'd be like, the fuck? What do you mean text? And I'll be like, oh shit.
You'd give it away in text.
I'll be try to have to explain myself out of all these like weird things. I'll call you later or something. Or like,
I feel like it'd be so funny. Like, have you seen like all those memes where it's like
they burn you at the stake
POV, you're the first Victorian era child I see. And then they play like rap music for them, like trap. They'll play like Lil Pump or something.
I'd play some like EDM to medieval people.
Oh, I feel like playing EDM and then giving them a warhead would be hilarious.
Yeah, let's just think about the things that are like the most extreme things for someone to experience, like from the future. I think warhead would be way funny because I don't think they have sour stuff.
Because the sourest thing they probably had back then was just a normal lemon.
Jeez.
Oh, that's what you meant by war. I thought you were talking about a missile. I'm like, what are they gonna do with a fucking missile?
Have a missile.
What's a missile?
Warhead.
He's thinking nuclear warhead. You give this medieval person. That'd be hilarious. I was thinking the candy.
Well, but imagine going back in time though with like a gun, like.
You have a pistol or something. Dude, that would change wars. Like even one gun drastically.
Yeah,
one gun would drastically change wars. Like
because all they need to do is make the bullets.
A Barrett, like you have a sniper, like a sniper rifle. You just chill.
You know how in wars, like the leaders will walk up to each other and they have their armies behind them. One of them pulls a Glock out and cocks him in the head or something.
Oh my gosh!
It becomes like medieval. You become medieval John Wick, but they have no chance in fighting you.
Yeah, but they don't think... They'll probably think that you're like...
A magician?
A magician, because they don't understand what that is.
Well, they'll probably think you're like a god.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely would think you're a god.
Because imagine going back in time with like an arsenal of guns that you can like just carry around with you.
Imagine a rocket launcher? Or a flamethrower.
Oh my gosh, that would be scary.
You're blowing a whole castle.
You're like a dragon or something.
Yeah, maybe
I don't think so. I mean, dragons are just fantasy. They didn't know what dragons were in medieval times. I'm pretty sure. Wait, when was the idea of dragons in medieval times?
I thought it was in the medieval
times. That's what it was. Some guy went back with a flamethrower, and that's where they got the idea of.
You know what would be funny?
And it was flying.
Well, you know how like the RCXD from Call of Duty. Like the RC car that has an explosive on it.
The one that explodes. Yeah.
Imagine going back in time with an RC.
Dude, dragons first were thought up or like created in the year 2334 to 2154 BC.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Before Christ.
It's a long time ago.
Never mind. That means...
They've been thought of a while ago, but...
Medieval times were in the 14s.
Yeah.
But Soccer, you brought up a good point. What if someone from the future went back in time around that time and had a flamethrower and a flying car? They probably thought that was a dragon.
Yeah, what if they thought that was a dragon?
And it was just a time traveler.
What if, like, freaking... I don't know, like, some dude with long hair went back to... the time Christ was around, and that's how.
And he just had medicine and ways to float water and turn
He just had like modern medicine and
Jesus Christ, time traveler. We should make that like a short, like a little short. Jesus Christ, time traveler.
He became the staple in humanity's like religious.
Dude,
aspect.
and like he had like what are the heart respiratory? What are the pumps they use to like revive people?
Oh, the respiratory pumps.
And that's how people thought he was resurrected, and it just kind of translated it down the road.
Oh my god.
I just find it crazy because it's like I think that time traveling is just hilarious because like Going back in time with modern day technology would be so funny. Like, imagine going back in time with modern day technology and just showing like a medieval person Boku no Pico.
Oh my god. They won't even be able to comprehend that shit. Like, I swear, if you show a medieval person anime, would they even be able to understand what the fuck they're looking at?
They wouldn't know what
they were like, even if it was
like,
dubbed.
why is the drawing moving?
Yeah, exactly.
They've
They
never
don't
seen that in
understand
their
that.
life.
Never once.
Magic
They don't know what
picture.
that
Magic
is.
picture.
Let alone, like, 2 little boys.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or like, imagine going back in time with like a normal phone, like showing them memes or like playing random audio.
Yo, dude, look at this.
They wouldn't
Imagine
even
you
be
just
able
go up to like some freaking school teacher in the 1400s, be like, "Yo, dude, look at this meme I found last night." And he'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Burn him!
Do you think they had drug use back then?
Well, yeah.
And what would it?
But I think it was like herbs.
For sure.
Well, I think alcohol was probably
They
one of the
had-
main things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, alcohol is still a drug.
Imagine
Oh, yeah.
showing like the Titanic to pirates when they had wooden boats.
Well, I mean, I think that is just interesting because it's like you could go back in time. You could like literally go back in time with like a normal car, and they'd be like, they'd probably try and hit it with a sword.
I probably think it's like God's transportation or something. Like you think you're God.
Well, they would probably think you're God with no matter what you go back with. Like, say you go back in time with like a desert eagle or something, or a Glock.
Oh man.
Wait, on the
Deagle.
Jesus Christ topic, doesn't your dad Mason think that Jesus Christ had a spaceship?
It's half joking. He always says, it makes total sense. Like, why? How could God get around and do all the stuff that He does to people without like some type of transportation? He obviously has a spaceship, and like I don't know if he's serious or joking, but I think he's serious.
Maybe it was an
He already
alien.
cracked the code.
Maybe it was an alien because you know how like they're like, maybe it was an alien from another planet.
My dad loves like sci-fi, so I think that's just his sci-fi part of him wanting to think it's a thing.
Or maybe Jesus Christ was the 2001 obelisk.
Well, like back in time, it's kind of
Who
crazy.
brought
'cause, like,
technology.
like look at the pyramids, like how the pyramids are like perfectly lined up with the stars and stuff like that.
You know?
Yeah, that's
if,
really weird. And there's got to be no way it's a coincidence. And apparently, it's like perfectly a 90-degree angle, more perfect than we can do with our current technology.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is. I feel like we could probably just think with our.
Well, even the Mayan, isn't it the Mayan ruins are in alignment with the stars as well? I think it's fascinating.
Wait.
There's actually quite a few old structures that we don't. And then that's what's funny about humans, right? We don't even know why the pyramids, how they were built. We don't understand how Easter Island has those statues that
There's
are
still so many
huge
mysteries
out
in
of
the,
rock.
of the ancient.
We don't
past.
know how in the world Stonehenge got
We
put
do know how
together.
pyramids were built, or at least we have theories, right? Just like the rolling
Of course we have
blocks
theories,
Well,
but we don't actually know because
Many
Humans
people
don't-
thought it was ramps, but they're still big pieces of.
Yeah.
we haven't been able to mimic it based
maybe
off of
maybe
our
somebody
tool
went back in
understanding
maybe somebody
of the
went back
past.
in time with a crane.
I was about to say, what if you showed Egyptians forklifts and stuff?
And somewhere along the way, we lost those. We lost the concept of forklifts until later. That's definitely possible.
Well, I always
sometimes-
so my theory that I always like entertaining that, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be questionable, is we had a technology that we were able to create something like that, but then we all destroyed ourselves like with nukes, and so then we had to start over from the beginning. Like the great human
Are you
wipeout,
saying so? The
reset.
Mayan calendar and then the pyramids were like during that period of time when we blew ourselves up with nukes in the past?
So yeah, only a few remained
structures.
a few humans remained that had to like restart over again. Like humans wipe each all
So-
of them out, all of each other out. How do I say that?
World
That
War
doesn't sound right.
One now was World War IV for them. Wait, World War III for them.
When you
I'm
say
making-
stuff like that, that confuses
I'm making
me.
it more confusing. Yeah.
My point is humans destroy themselves. There's a big reset because here's an example. Say if we all of a sudden blew up everything and we don't even have powered technology. We don't use books anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We get to a point we don't use any books. Everything's stored electronically. EMP happens. wipes out all electronics and all information on the digital systems. We're pushed back how far because we don't really have books. Right now we still have libraries, but say
we get to the point where we don't have books
say somebody nukes
no physical copies
the Library of Congress, somebody destroys,
That's an interesting thought that we're like progressing with technology this whole time, yet we're kind of, in a way, if something were to happen, we're setting ourselves back at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. So at a certain point, that's what humans did. They got to a certain point where they had all this stuff. They destroyed themselves to the point where they had to revert back to who knows what point back in history where they had to start over.
And then now there's us.
I know that this doesn't fit with any sort of geological or historical evidence or significance, but we can't even go back far enough
hypothesis.
It's just some random. It's just a random. It's not really. Let's see. Hypothesis is a better statement, right? But to me, it's more like imaginative. So.
Yeah.
But would you?
We got
Sakura.
That's
topic, yeah.
Question.
Okay, Sakura. What would you do about going back in medieval times?
So, do I know?
You know everything you know now.
I do now.
And you're thrown back. You're teleported back on in medieval times.
Definitely not. You would get killed, and I don't.
No.
You wouldn't reveal. You wouldn't talk about anything. They'd instantly burn.
Well, number one, do I look like I do now? Because if I get thrown into Europe right now, I think they would think I'm a witch just because I look different, and then they would just behead me.
Well, you look enough.
You don't even get a sentence off. You're like, damn,
they
it's a
didn't
witch.
have a bunch of Asians in the medieval times in Europe, so they'll be like, "What the fuck is she?"
Well, medieval times would be like. Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
So.
Because
I don't want to be thrown into the. Can I go somewhere else? Can I go to
back then too,
1400s Asia?
All right,
medieval times too. It's like I'm not going to be inside most of the time. So during medieval times, my house would probably get dark as hell when I was a kid. Because I get super dark when I actually go outside. So I'd be like, True. What is wrong with you? Why are you different?
What if we race change you guys to European?
Yeah, can I erase?
But I fit how I look now, or I still look different.
You would fit.
You look fine.
You would fit in. You'd be okay.
I think
grow your stash more.
I think Sakura and I would be the only ones who kind of have an issue with fitting in.
I feel like I look English enough.
They would just look at Joe for about 10 seconds and then be like, he's good.
I'm a wandering traveler.
Oh, like that! You just reminded me of that when we reenacted Skyrim in the middle. In the desert.
I feel like if you lived in the medieval ages, you could just act like a Skyrim NPC.
Yeah, Joseph would just be a Skyrim.
How did it go? What was it? What did you say, Joe?
How did it go? I know you. You've committed crimes against Skyrim and our people. What say you in your defense?
And then you'd sit there and move
And you wait a second because you can wait and you don't have to decide to.
I should send that to the Discord for.
Do you have that still?
I have the memories way back from when I dump water on you in the shower.
I think that would be so funny though, because it's imagine going back in time and just start speaking gibberish to a bunch of the random I was gonna say characters at first I was gonna say NPCs, but the random people.
Wow, you really treating this like a video game going back in time.
Bro, I would treat going back in time like a video game. Like I said, I think that I would genuinely probably try and sneak into a politician's house and if they're corrupt, then just kill them. Just because.
I think that sounds fun. I think
so
I'd want to be
I'd want to be a traveling bounty hunter.
Yeah, I think that actually be because it's nowadays it's you can't really be a bounty hunter. I mean you can, but it's very frowned upon. But I feel back then you could be a mercenary or bounty hunter probably pretty easily. And you can get away with it too, because it's I feel back then it's you could probably break into someone's house during those times fairly easily, especially with knowledge that you have now. It's just I feel
I really couldn't do shit for nothing. How to explain it? You know how nowadays you have to look up a YouTube video every time you do something that's more street smarts, right? If I wanted to pick a lock back then,
I think it would be easier. There's not as many what is it called?
Mechanics?
The things in the keys.
Well, I feel you don't even really have to break the lock. You just take back a crowbar with you back in time and then just pop open their windows.
Or like pry open the door even.
Yeah.
Okay, so but are you gonna carry
That's
around
even
a
if they
crowbar
have a
everywhere you
good
go?
door. Isn't it just gonna be just like wood too? Like
I think that like with the knowledge that I have, I think I don't know necessarily what I would do. I think that That's a great question. Because it's like I don't know what materials that there would be back then. And it's not like I know how to create anything like crazy. But I feel like back then, I would just be like, oh, they don't have this. Let me see if I can make that real quick.
Right.
Well, I think that the structures are like more out of stone, right? And then the doors are and still buildings are wood, right? So
now you're getting into the deep stuff. But I'm saying like in general, like
I mean, honestly, if like you went back in time with the knowledge you had now, you would probably be able to like become a god.
I think you'd still be able to,
You just give. So would you guys like give advice to the king?
It's like because it's like imagine you could probably become like an insane merchant back then.
Yeah, you probably could if you knew business well enough.
Well, maybe that's what I would do. I become a huge business owner.
I feel like business would be a lot more simpler back then too, which would be.
Well, like I said, on top of that.
Sorry, go on.
On top of that, like I said, you just like being a merchant. Like I feel like. Because, like I said, imagine, like, you could just trying to break into, like, a politician's house, you know, like, a corrupt one. Or, like, just anyone who's corrupt, just go into, like, their house, kill them, steal all their belongings, and sell it. Like, as a wandering merchant. That'd be kind of sick. It'd be like living in a... it'd be like playing a video game.
I think I know what I would do. I like that idea.
Or you'd be a merchant.
No,
go from town to town.
Stardew Valley. What I do in Stardew Valley in medieval times, I start creating production facilities.
Oh man,
I mass produce. I could probably. So I go to a lord and I kill a lord and I steal all of his money, right? Because I have the capability of killing somebody. I mean, I take over his.
They also have the capability of killing somebody, but I feel like the difference would be, is like. I feel like they wouldn't necessarily know how to get away with it as easy as, like, someone from modern day, if that makes sense. And I feel like they'd be very scared, too.
I don't know. I think they did a lot of killing back then.
Well, probably, yeah.
But I think my thought is I go and kill a lord so I can get the money to start my business empire, and then I start working on... start my Stardew Valley manufacturing plant in medieval times. So then I guess I ended up on accident advancing interchangeable parts. See, that's a problem. I think I messed with the timeline. Can you mess with the timeline?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There might be consequences.
It'll be like mass production of stuff.
You might not be born,
trying to do like mass production. I would focus on that. You could have slaves back then still, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
The slaves have actually been around for...
I know. I remember reading about how there were slaves in the medieval times, so then it's just like...
Well, like, it was because, wouldn't it also be because, like, they would go into debt or something and they just get fucked over?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people just took people and
kidnapped them.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't think I'm gonna be a slave owner.
Well, I would. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you do that, you're a horrible person. I don't think there's anything wrong with going back in time and killing like a corrupt like politician or whatever. But like, as soon as you own a slave, you're a terrible person. And
I didn't say I was gonna get a slave. I was thinking of
No, Sakura. You'd be one of those people that I would probably go out of my own way to just kill.
To kill?
Yeah. If you were a slave owner.
I'm not a slave owner. I said you could have slaves back then. I didn't say I was going to have. I was just trying to come up with how I'm going to attract a labor force.
That brings up a topic. So, well, not really, but kind of. Oh man, I suck at these transitions. Would you? So in this scenario, this is a scenario where you're a smart one being thrown into a world of a bunch of dumb people. But if you got sent to the future, you're now the dumb person
from the past.
From the past, but you're in a world full of smart people. Which one would you prefer? Because I definitely take the future. I feel like people from the
because
future,
like you could
they
learn.
would take care of you.
You could learn,
and you can learn too.
Because it's like if you get thrown to the future, the main issue is it's like it's just gonna mostly be a bunch of new technology that you don't understand how to work, and obviously you can learn how to use it. It's like getting a new phone. Like you get a new phone, you're gonna be kind of confused like for a little bit on how to.
This
work
is saying
it.
the future is like bright too.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how do you even know the future is gonna be okay and it's not apocalyptic?
Like, yeah.
So then I'm like, wait, we need to
think
clarify if it's.
Let's say if it's like a bright future.
It'd be absolutely terrible living in a world full of just dumb people. It's like nothing's gonna advance, and it's like on top of that, there's a lot of stuff that I would be very stupid in as well, like specific categories. So it's like obviously I would choose the smart future because it's like there's no point in going to the dumb future or whatever.
Yeah, it would be like good for a month being in the past, and then be like, shit, I have nothing I would usually have, and I don't have the medicine I need if I get sick, and I'm just gonna die. So
On a plus to being in the dumb past, is it dumb past? Bunch of dumb people in the past.
Yeah.
The plus to that is you could change the future.
Yeah.
So
You could
technically
change it.
you could
can
go
make
into
it-
the
you
dumb
can set
past
it.
and
You
you
know
could
what?
be like you could be the Steve Jobs or the Jeff Bezos of
The
the
Elon
past or the
Don't you-
Elon Musk of the past and bring all of the technology from the future to the past.
Yeah, but
I'm not I'm not saying that's not my choice. I'm just
the thing is they're dumb, and you don't.
You got to be cautious about how you introduce technologies.
And on top of that, it's like you don't know how it works either. Like you don't know how to build
A steam engine?
yeah.
Also,
or you don't know
like
how to
if
build
you-
an iPhone.
two things I wanted to
Back
say.
then.
First of all, I feel like if you did make the decision to go back, that's the selfless option, and the selfish option is to go into the future. Because that you're prioritizing your own curiosity for the future, or make the future better going to the past for other people. I don't know.
I
that's
mean,
how I see it.
Like I guess I guess I'm selfish.
Fuck it,
I would
dude,
much
I'm
rather
selfish.
I'm selfish. I'd much rather go to the future.
And then
'cause
the
it's like-
second thing. Go ahead. First thing.
Well, like I said, it's like you go to the future. You might be dumb for a little bit, but like give it a month or two. If like you're younger still, like 20s, 30s, 40s, you could obviously easily learn, or maybe even 50s. But it's like as soon as you start to get like a little bit older, it would be a lot harder. But like, so you go to that future, and it's just like they just have newer technology. Like obviously you could learn that versus like going back in time. There's a lot of stuff that like a normal human, like a normal person, doesn't know. Like a normal person doesn't really know how to build an electricity plant and that's it, like all that stuff.
I feel like there's a high risk of you getting killed off if you're like just kind of showed how much knowledge you have in the past. I feel like a lot of people would like be intimidated by that and like probably assassinate you or some shit.
well, I think if you're like good about what you say and how you say it and how you work around those situations, I think you'd be fine.
Well, it's like back in medieval times when like for whatever reason the church was always right. Like what was that one guy? Was it Galileo or I don't know.
Yeah, it was Galileo
That said that the Earth, that the sun wasn't orbiting the Earth was orbiting the sun, and they were like that's wrong. The Earth is the.
And then he got thrown in prison.
Yeah.
I think for a long time. Either that or he was sentenced.
Yeah, they were.
I
like
think
that.
he was thrown in
were
prison
like,
and then
that's
eventually
wrong.
sentenced.
And they just, even though he was like completely correct, they were like, no, whatever the church goes. If you say something that we don't agree with, death or prison.
that's why
the church
I kind of said that. Like a lot of people, if they don't agree with you, like, and as a collective group, you probably just like
I think.
be punished or something.
Well, I think that I think it'd be cool to try and overthrow the religion system back then.
That
Like-
would be cool. But would you do it? It sounds like you would do it in a bloodbath kind of way where
Yeah.
you would just assassinate everybody.
like Holy Wars.
No, like
yeah, but it's like
well,
the
like,
anti-holy
well,
wars.
I think it would be interesting because it's like, just like you know, like the priests or whatever, just like stay there, wait till they go home, follow them home, and then, oh no, priest whatever passed away.
It's exactly like what you would do in Skyrim. You level up your sneak. You sneak into their house, assassinate him, and then walk out. Wait till the next day, and then you assassinate the next guy.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
And it's like there's no DNA like thing, and you just like wear something that covers your face completely.
I know.
The new question should be: would you live in Skyrim world if you could? That should be the new question.
That should just be the new question.
Imagine like
if
for
it had
any crime you did, you could just pay it off. Like pay off your
if it literally had all the same mechanics and it wasn't really based on reality, and you could like, if you could level up your certain skills and literally be able to not be seen if you're like crouching right in front of someone.
What?
And
Is
pick
that really in the game?
Yeah.
Or like I could take your
I'm
shirt
crouching
off,
in front of you.
and you'd be like, what the fuck?
You can take their. Then yeah, I think I would love being in the world of Skyrim if all those mechanics still existed.
That'd be
You
hilarious.
can't be seen.
That'd be
You
fucking-
can't be seen if you crouch in front of
If you
someone.
level it up to max
Imagine-
level, no.
Imagine going back in time with a ghillie suit.
I know they probably think you're like a druid or some
I mean, you
part
would
of
just be good
nature.
at hide and seek. Wouldn't be
Well,
any
no, just imagine that. That'd be hilarious. Imagine like chilling in a bush, and then you just get the shit out of something.
I got another hypothetical if you guys if we want to change course, or do we like where we at?
I'm
What?
fine with changing.
What is?
All right, we kind of been on this topic for like 40 minutes. It's kind of crazy.
true.
Hypothetical 2. It's a would you rather. So, would you rather go invisible, but as long as you're invisible, you have to scream at the top of your lungs? or you can run incredibly fast, but your eyes are closed.
Wait, that's such a bad idea.
Wait. So the
I guess if you have a good.
the invisible part, like, is it you have to scream whenever you talk to try and talk to someone, or are you always screaming?
You just whenever you scream whenever you're invisible. So as soon as you turn on your invisibility, you have to scream for the top of your lungs, and then
The whole time?
yeah, and until you run out of lungs, and then you turn not invisible.
Imagine
visible.
going back in medieval times with that power.
Can people touch you though? And like you're still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That
it's
would be like good and bad because like you'd have to always be on the move because if you like wanted to take a break and you're still screaming, someone would like probably try to touch you because that's where the screaming's at.
I know you probably have to run around a corner of a house and then stop screaming and go back to being
Dude,
visible.
imagine you like open your front door to go to work and all of a sudden you feel like a wind rush and screaming goes past you into your house. I would shit myself.
You.
Dude,
Well,
that'd be so scary.
Well, you get knocked over because you'd open the door and there's not enough room for them to run past you probably, so you just get knocked over.
Yeah, you still hear the screaming.
Wait, everyone. Wait. Everyone around you can hear you screaming?
Of course.
Yeah.
Would be the point of screaming if you?
What's the point of being invisible?
That's the
Well,
point. Was the point in running
would just think
with your
there's
eyes
like
closed?
a spirit or a ghost. Like
I think it'd be hilarious being able to go invisible, but like you just are always screaming because it's like imagine doing that in public places.
I know, seriously. Everybody's looking around like, where the fuck is this person?
Like imagine doing
And
that.
then
Imagine
some
doing that at the
creepy
mall.
scream.
That would be
I
terrifying.
mean, you could probably steal pretty easily, even though you're screaming. Like imagine you just see a floating shirt.
no one's
Fly.
gonna chase after you while you're running. I feel like they would probably come up to you if you were still, but if you're running, they would probably just stare. They wouldn't chase.
Well, they wouldn't even be able to steal you. They'd just be like,
well, like if you had an item like you're stealing, like you said.
oh
You're
yeah.
stealing. Like, well, I mean, it's like, well, that's actually probably a pretty good way to steal because it's like imagine you go into Target or something, right? And then you go into Target like as a normal person. You go into
Can't
Target
get
as like a
enough of
normal
this.
person, and then you go into the bathroom, turn invisible,
Or you go behind the clothes. You know how you can
Yeah, oh.
hide behind the clothes.
turn invisible, and then just full sprint, steal like a break the glass, steal a PS5, and then
Damn,
You're screaming on your way out.
You would have to scream all the way home because you can't turn that off because they'll see where the screaming stops or hear it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could probably run into the crowd of cars and hide behind one.
Yeah.
Imagine you just, like, jump in a truck's bed and you just hear some muffled screaming the whole
and they're
way
like,
home.
Woo! Woo! And they're like, what the fuck is that?
I think the running one is stupid unless you're in a desert or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know you're not going to run into something.
No, you can run. Imagine running into a cactus.
Dude. Imagine, okay, you can prank some, like...
Desert sands, that one.
You could prank people, like, in the middle of the night. Dude, that'd be so terrifying. Imagine. Yeah, I would be chilled to the bone if I heard some screaming, like, running past me and I couldn't see someone.
Yeah, that would be freaking scary.
Imagine
if
it's like
Peter, like, Griffin's scream or whatever.
Well, imagine if it's like a normal human, like a normal person screaming. Like, I feel like hearing Joe screaming would be hilarious.
In the middle of the night, though?
The fuck?
You thought, okay, imagine you were just with Mason in the middle of the night, and then
Joe,
you heard me
there's some
screaming.
screams where it'd be like, that. Even if that's a ghost, that's just not scary. Like, the
you could still change. You can change your scream, your voice to different screams.
Can you do a low scream?
You could be like, "Whoa!"
I bet you couldn't make a scary scream, Joe. Like, just
do a scary scream.
No, I don't think you could intimidate. Like, you don't have an intimidating scream.
I'd try to watch YouTube videos on scary
you don't
screams.
you don't have like an intimidating voice that sounds like it could change.
Like any little girl scream,
that's fucking scary.
Shit myself, I pass out, I'm dead. I'm gone.
I pass out, I'm dead.
Dude.
Well, like,
but like, I'd be like, holy, that was scary, but like, not, it wouldn't be like frightening.
Like, imagine going back in time with that power, though. Like, imagine going to medieval times with that power.
Yeah, let's combine the would you rather's.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, so no one would take the running with your eyes closed?
No.
You're just gonna hurt yourself.
Well,
you're risking your life every fucking time you close your eyes and run. You don't know what you're gonna run into.
But what if you're on like a straight road with nothing in the way?
What's the point of even going on the straight road running that fast? What's the point of it? Like, you can't do anything with it. What are we doing?
What if you just run short distances?
Like burst?
Well, the only...
readjust over and over again?
Yeah, right? The only thing I can think of is if you have a really good...
Am I fast enough to run
visual memory? If you have a really good visual memory with really good spatial intelligence, you probably could get where you wanted to go really quickly.
Bro, what if you
but you have to be freaking accurate.
Well, like,
yeah,
are you fast enough to run on water?
Yeah, that's it. You're faster. Yeah, you're faster enough to. You're faster than Dash from The Incredibles.
It's like, well, yeah,
you're faster.
You would just like die instantly.
No, you would run into something.
Dude, it's already hard enough to run at our speeds with our eyes closed. Imagine full I don't know, 100 miles per hour, dude. You're done. You're gonna run into something.
You're done. Even if you ran through like a grass field, grass probably hurts like hell.
It probably would.
It would cut up your feet.
Miles an hour.
Well,
yeah.
I for sure like the invisible while screaming. That's for sure the best one because like there's a lot of stuff you could get away with, even while screaming. Because it's like
so stupid.
Because it's like I said, you could probably steal it while doing that because it's like no one's gonna fucking chase a floating shirt.
No, not at all.
Or how about this? I'm gonna change it just for fun. What if the running one you had to skip? You could never just run. You had to always do a skip.
While you're closing your eyes?
No, you don't have to close your eyes because I feel like that's just so easy to decide between the two because
you can just skip really fast.
You could run fast with your eyes open, but you have to do some type of hop or like a bunny hop or skip.
Bro, it'd be like playing video games because you know how when you're playing video games you just jump all the time for no reason.
No, it's like Mario. You know, like Mario, Odyssey or Galaxy. How you could always do the jump and you do the triple jump.
Well, like you know how like when you're playing Minecraft and like you're close to like something that's like right above your head. You just jump because they go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So you'd be really fast at hopping. Like you'd be.
It would be a workout because like it's not easy to jump in real life. It's tiring. You're doing like meter like whatever like the long jumps over and over. But at least you can see.
I still feel like
it's more equal to the invisibility.
I still feel like the invisibility would be the easy choice for me because it's like I said.
If you lose your voice though.
Well, I mean, I feel like you build it up over time.
You just hear someone like.
Until you're like
Miley
Cyrus and your voice box blows out and you have to get surgery.
You're like a smoker voice.
Yeah, and then you have the smoker voice.
as you're invisible.
That's what your scream turns into.
Oh, like a deep groaning.
Can you change your scream though? Because it's like you know how like
you can change your scream.
Because you know how you can do like a low effort scream that doesn't really hurt your voice.
Like that.
Yeah.
No, I think
I say it has to hit a certain amount of decibels. Like it has to be a loud.
Yeah, because I just have a decibel reader in my pocket.
Well, you'll know when you are invisible or not.
Oh,
you
true. Yeah.
Your hands.
Like, what if you like get tired and wait? That's another good question. Once you're out of breath, do you get revealed?
Probably.
Yeah. So you gotta burst. You have to burst, run, and scream in time before they see you.
Yep.
Imagine you stop screaming and then you make eye contact and you're like, and then you just start screaming again and then you go invisible. Like you're sitting there like staring and then you just start screaming in front of them and then you're gone.
You just stare at contact. You just take a deep breath while you're looking at them.
Dude, out of all the things I've seen in my life,
I think, like I said, the invisible is for sure the funniest thing because it's like
yeah,
and you control a lot more.
You control so easily with that because like Mason said earlier about like imagine you're like leaving to go to work and then you just get fucking ran into someone's running in, you just hear screaming go into your house.
Yeah. Oh God. Like
that'd be terrifying.
Yeah, it'd be funny. Like anything you want to do in secret, like. That's the funny thing about it. Like it's kind of in secret, or in a way, but in a way, you're also revealing yourself.
You're giving yourself away.
Wear gloves. You could wear gloves the whole time, so you don't put fingerprints everywhere.
That's a good point.
But the gloves are the gloves invisible or visible?
They're invisible with you, because your clothes go invisible.
Yeah, so as long as you're wearing it before you go invisible, it goes invisible with you.
That's a good rule.
Yeah, well, I like that rule.
That's what. So like, if you put something on while you're invisible, it's gonna stay visible. But if you have it on before you go invisible, like we'll turn invisible. Thoughts?
Yes.
No, I agree. Because then that's kind of cheating. And if someone saw you, turn something invisible.
Oh, wait, that kind of makes a good like thing though. Is it's like you know how like sometimes you'll go into like a store and you try on like a jacket. You try on the jacket, just start screaming.
Dude, even better. Imagine the risks you'd have to take if it wasn't that way. If you did want to steal, you could like it was just your body. Like that makes in the genetics. Like your clothes are still material. If you really wanted to steal something, you have to strip. And if you stop screaming around breath, someone's seeing you butt ass naked. So
wait, you're a sex offender now. Republican.
You're a streaker. So the ultimate question with invisibility that always has to be asked is: would you guys go in a girl's locker room?
No.
I would.
That's bad, Joe.
You realize, Joe, you're
wait. I want to. Okay, when I go in a male's locker room, if my swim team too.
There's people who won't admit it, but I'll admit it. I would if I was invisible, I'd go into a girl's locker room.
So you'd be screaming the whole time.
In order for me to not be seen, I'd have to scream beforehand, go through into the girls' locker room,
and be screaming the whole time.
Screaming while I'm surrounded by women changing, and then I have to eventually run out.
You'd probably not see much. They'd probably freak the fuck out and run out the door.
They'd be so confused. You know that? Like, if that ever happened, I would be like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Imagine stealing a hamster.
What?
Oh no! The little
Hamster
just,
starts
like,
freaking out as it's flying away.
As it's floating away.
You just see a flying hamster and screaming.
With somebody screaming, and you'd hear screaming.
Well, the hamster must be freaking out too because it's being squozed, but
while being screamed at
by an invisible force.
That poor hamster. Hopefully, it doesn't have a heart attack.
No, it's definitely gonna have a heart attack.
Hamster heart attack.
It starts flying.
Dude.
Oh man. But
We all chose invisible, right?
Yeah.
You know, I just don't like the idea of being like with my eyes closed, running really fast. Like I'm still worried that I'd hit something. And then even if you change it to skipping, with your eyes open, I'm like wondering.
You'd have to get your rhythm right.
How does that benefit me? But the thing with the screaming and being invisible is just hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be fun to do that.
But the two superpowers that are the two big debated superpowers of the would you rathers are flying and invisibility. Would you rather fly or be invisible?
Well, I think
there's no downsides.
Do you have to scream?
No. Which doesn't make it fun, really. Downsides makes it a lot more fun and entertaining, to be honest.
I mean, those are so even, and in a weird way, I think it depends on how much money you have.
Well, how fast?
Because if I was poor, I want to be invisible so I could steal shit.
Well, how fast can you fly?
Probably. Let's
faster than a plane.
Like
a little faster than a plane.
Like Iron Man speed, that's pretty fast.
Like,
yeah,
Iron
Man
Man's fast
speed.
as a plane. It's like not crazy. Like
he's
Superman
a little
circles
faster,
the
I'd
Earth.
say.
So it's like because you could just fly to wherever you want.
Yeah, no need for travel. Though I feel like the government would try to track you down and, like, realistically,
the government.
If they start having a humanoid flying object that people are regularly seeing, the government would definitely start.
Well,
freaking
you
out.
just stay away from airplane paths. You know what I mean? They'll never see you. You're like a UFO now.
Yeah.
As long as you stay away from where humans.
And as long as you carry your passport on
you. Carry. They start doing general admissions up in the sky.
You could be your own amusement park. You could charge for people to you could take them up to space, not up to space, up high.
Yeah, and if they don't pay you, you just drop them.
And then you catch them
into the ocean.
No, they would even die. They would die harder in the ocean.
I know, but at least if they're in the ocean, but you don't have to worry about
a casual murder.
Wait, hear this out. This is so dumb. If you put them in the ocean, no one knows that you killed them. If you are a human dropping another human from the sky and they hit concrete, somebody's gonna be like, "How the heck did this human die?"
There's no tall buildings around here.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of creepy. If they never saw you.
If they never saw the person and there's a splatter human, that's a little bit weird, right? So if you put them in the ocean, parts just float away.
I think that overall, I think invisibility would be the best.
True.
I know because
what you could do to make them.
Yeah, you could just sneak onto an airplane. You just take the empty seat, that one empty seat, and if there isn't an empty seat, you just keep on dodging the stewardesses and the flight attendants.
Or you could just go into probably the main cabin and just chill.
Yeah, the cockpit.
Chill with the captain.
Yeah, you get to see what they're up to, and they don't even know.
And you can find out how scary flying with captains that just press a button.
You could grab a stripper's boob. She'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck touched me?"
That's kind of weird.
She's like, I'm a spiritual medium.
What?
What do you mean?
I don't think I think that's it's just wrong. I would steal though.
I wouldn't steal.
I think that was completely wrong too.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but there's
steal.
a difference. One is sexual assault, and the other one is not hurting anyone.
true.
It's true, but I mean, like...
I wouldn't steal or cop a fail.
Yeah, but like stealing, like say you steal from like, I wouldn't steal from like a mom and pop shop. I would steal from like a major like.
I think I would like to jump scare people. That would just be so fun and nonstop.
I think, like I said, I think the main thing I would do is just steal, because it's like, I think that would be enjoyable. Because it's like you're like only I would only do it from like major corporations though, not like from mom and pop shops, not like stuff like that. Like I would go to Walmart and steal. I'd go to Target.
I didn't even realize this, but you can also fuck with people. You could drive in a car invisible. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's not as scary nowadays because there's Teslas that can drive themselves.
Well, so you're saying it'll look like a self-driving car because you would be invisible in the driver's seat.
Yeah, but I did see, I saw this one video where someone's literally shipped their dog with a Tesla to another house. And so all there was in the car was their dog.
That's like that's the 1% right there. Holy crap. So, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to be invisible. But I don't want to steal anything.
Why not?
But then after I say that, I think it would kind of be fun to be like a spy and do espionage. I mean, might as well since you're invisible.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you want to steal anything?
Why do you need to steal anything?
Because you want it.
Yeah, you want it. You don't have to pay for it.
No, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, but what's? I don't think there's anything wrong with stealing from a major corporation.
I don't want to know because I feel like no.
They're already billion-dollar corporations. Stealing from them
doesn't matter.
How about this, Sakura? You turn invisible, steal it, and then you turn invisible again, put it back where it was when you're done with it. So nobody knows that you stole it.
Why are you
put it back?
Why are you being such a good person for no reason?
I'm trying to make.
No, how are you going to use your invisibility for the greater good?
How would I use invisibility for the greater good? I could be Santa Claus.
Yeah, you know how you can be
real life Santa Claus. I could find.
You could steal from Walmart. You could steal from Walmart and then give it to the kids.
No.
How are you going to be Santa when you don't have gifts to give?
Yeah.
No, I'll buy them with my own money, and then I can sneak in.
You'll have enough gifts for like the neighborhood, and you're done.
And then you're broke.
Hey, it has to start somewhere.
And then you're broke living on the street. What are you gonna do?
I'll come up with something.
Just steal. Just kill some corrupted politicians and get the money from them.
Well, okay. What if you could steal from people that were corrupt?
I don't really.
Would you do that?
Well, I've worked kind of for people who are corrupt, so I don't want to steal from them either. I just don't think they should be corrupt.
Well, I mean that's not gonna happen. Anyways, why won't you steal from like Walmart or Target?
I don't want to steal from Walmart or Target.
They're not. They're literally major.
They're just billion. Yeah, I know the Waltons are like some of them.
And it doesn't affect the employees in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not gonna do it. Why? I'm not gonna steal
what is your morale?
Just because it's a morality thing.
Well, what is the morale for not?
Because you're just gonna feel shitty about it.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I feel bad about it.
Them.
Yeah, but like...
No, it does affect them still. It affects somebody, but they end up increasing costs because now there's shrinkage, and then all of a sudden everyone else who's common worker...
Are you going to be... Would you be stealing that much that it's actually affecting the economy?
No, but if there are enough people who do it, then what happens is prices go up, and then that affects the everyday people.
But no one has invisibility, but...
Enough people do it. You're the only person doing it.
No, there's tons of shoplifters still to this day. I don't know what to say. We're talking about
people with invisibility.
I know.
You're thinking into it way too much.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to steal anything.
Yeah, but it's like Joe.
I'm just saying.
Joe,
this is where we.
I told you I'd go in a women's locker room.
We all have our own answers, Dakota, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I
do it for. It's all about money, man.
Mason, Joe,
I take my power.
You guys would steal from Target or Walmart if you could go invisible, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's a question for
hell yeah
for Sakura. That's Sakura's answer.
I'm just not.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of something. I think the only thing I would do is I would try to find ways to like go on mass transportation for free.
That's all. That's still stealing.
But then just fly. But then just fly.
I know, then it's free.
Yeah, really.
And then I can give people rides.
I don't
scare the shit out of them.
Would you be strong enough to do that though? Because like, wouldn't you still have normal person strength?
Yeah.
I
could
don't
carry
know.
Okay,
like,
kids. I can give kids rides.
No.
I just don't
you
think
could carry
that.
Hunter or something, or
I think it's hilarious that Dakota has the ability to fly, and he just makes it an amusement park ride. Like, you're not even thinking big.
Who? That wasn't me. That was Sakura. That was your
That was
mom.
me.
Yeah.
No, but you were saying you first brought it up, and
No, I
then she's
didn't.
like, "Oh, I can drop them into the ocean."
no, she
Oh
brought it up.
no, that was
She brought it
because
up, and
he
then I
said
was
that.
the one. I was the one who said that
They
you could
won't
just drop them
pay.
if they don't pay you.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna
And then
say
I said the ocean.
you should bring like a
no.
card swiper attachment for your phone and make them just swipe their debit.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
they-
no,
Dude,
you
you
just
could-
get square. Yeah, I just get squared. I'm like,
And if they don't have cash on them, sucks, man. You drop them.
no Venmo, just Venmo me.
you fly
Yep.
to their house you follow them home, fly to their house every day until they give you the money.
Okay, it got creepy.
Just
Wouldn't
circle
that
them
be
like
weird
a
if
desert
some
vulture
flying
above their
woman-
house.
That'd be fucking
Wouldn't that be
terrifying.
creepy?
It'd be-
Some
yeah, you'd
flying
be-
woman is
be
just like swarming around your.
What if debt
be
collectors
terrifying.
could fly and that was their job, was to just hover over someone's house until they paid their debt?
Dude, that is terrifying.
That would be so creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
It would
actually some
work.
creepy shit you can do while you're flying.
You're right. Wait, I like where this flying thing's
Dude, because
going.
everybody, one, like, that's creepy. Two, everyone would know you don't pay your debts because that lady's above your house. So it'd be like, shit,
Yeah.
gotta get.
But I mean, like, I still just can't comprehend why Sakura won't steal from a major corporation.
I don't want to steal from a major corporation.
You wouldn't even get a
It's
single
just that
McDonald's
she,
fry.
all that it is.
No, I won't even sneak.
Is
a
that she
McDonald's
couldn't
fry.
live with herself, knowing that she is stolen.
She's
even
gonna-
if it
she's
doesn't
gonna
impact
commit-
Even
that
though it
much.
might go into
she's
the
gonna
trash.
she's gonna commit seppuku.
God damn it.
I
Well,
don't.
like I wouldn't like say it, like for me I wouldn't steal from like a small like business like a mom and pop shop, but like a major multi-billion-dollar corporation, bro.
Who
Fuck
gives
them.
a
I
shit
don't
if they
care.
lose like a couple $100?
Yeah,
I don't
Or like a
wanna do it.
PS5.
yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? How vegetarians think they're making a difference when they don't eat meat, but like a lot of people, like that.
There's
that
enough
one.
people-
That's like you, soccer. Where like you thinking you're not stealing is gonna help. It's
But then-
not. There's
but
so
then-
many
but
people
then-
stealing.
But then there's me. If I had the invisibility power, I'm gonna steal twice as much to count as Sakura stealing.
No, I don't believe in. I just don't want to do it. What's wrong with that?
Well, then what are you gonna use your power for?
Aw. I don't
That's why
really
she
want to
chose
scare
flying.
anyone either. So I'm thinking most likely flying makes the most sense for my personality type.
you could travel.
Yeah, and then I can just fly anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I could just fly myself
technically
anywhere.
you're still stealing though. You're considered. You'd be like.
No.
You'd be illegally landing in another country.
Wait, you're stealing because you're not paying for plane tickets.
Yeah.
Or
That's not
or-
stealing. I'm not
Yeah,
taking.
But
I'm using
like,
myself.
But
I'm my own
you're like
form of
illegally
transportation.
you're illegally going to another country without a visa or
Sure.
something.
No, here's what I can do. I can fly to the airport of the other country. Well, okay, I'll fly close to the airport of the other country so I don't get caught, so I don't end up getting caught from some weird government. And then I would walk into the airport, get my visa stamped. I'll sneak in. I'll figure out a way. I will. And then I'll get my visa stamped
that's
through
your
immigration.
Oh,
Through immigration, hear me out. I get my visa stamped through immigration, and guess what? I'm legal. I'm a legal visitor with my visa, my passport.
I'm trying
I'm
to think
legit.
of something you would be doing bad for flying.
But what
but
that,
just
that
to
was
make-
that,
just
that,
to-
that was already bad. That was already bad enough.
That's not bad. There's nothing bad with that.
True.
What do you mean?
There's not. So I'm choosing flying at this point.
I mean, like, it doesn't cost money to get your stuff stamped or anything. You don't have to have a proof of a ticket.
No, I don't remember giving him a ticket.
You don't have to have proof that you're like.
When you arrive, you don't have to give him a ticket.
Do you have to have proof or anything?
You just need proof to get onto the plane.
You just need proof when you get on the plane, but when you get there for immigration, you just hand them your passport. And
You
then
just gotta
they
make sure you're
and
in
then
the
sometimes
gates.
they ask you how long you're going to be there, and sometimes they ask you why you're going there. and then you just tell them, and I'll just say, oh, if we're just traveling, visiting for 2 weeks, vacation, holiday. Yeah.
You say those words, you're in. Or you just don't worry about it and you just fly to like.
Yeah,
I
but
could fly to those.
Your mom is too good of a person to do that.
You guys just put the rules on her where she would be committing an illegal act if she didn't get admitted.
Well, no, and I should.
I don't think it's illegal.
I think it'd be fun to get my passport stamped. I want my passport to be stamped.
Because it's like imagine you have some issue with like the police or something, and they're like, clearly you're a foreigner.
Then you fly a fucking way.
I know.
Literally.
You just start running and then you just fly off. I'm going with flying on this one, you guys. I don't see a benefit to the invisibility. I think the screaming and invisible is funny to think about.
If you flew so much, you'd probably get bored of planet Earth, I feel like.
I know you want to push it into space, but then you die because you can't breathe.
Yeah, you're not Superman.
But you know what you could do?
What if you got a suit?
You know you could go to space if you were invisible and you just snuck on a rocket ship?
You know what's a good question? What power would you do more good with?
Neither. They're all for my own benefit.
I feel like invisibility would be good if you're trying to break people out of places.
Yeah.
Flying is probably good.
But doesn't sound good. What if they're meant to be there?
Like, no, I'm thinking about like slaves or like people that are struggling elsewhere. Not like prisoners.
I could team up with the invisible people and transport the people to safety. So like right now in Ukraine.
But the thing is, you have to be strong. Like you're not. Are you strong enough to carry a 150-pound man, Sakura?
I don't understand the full restrictions of the flying option. Then.
Yeah, but like for flying, Joe, for flying, would you also be super strong?
I don't know. I really want to say yes, but that's a good
everybody
question.
Associates flying with strength. That's not the case. It was just flying, bro.
Yeah, but it's like flying. Because like Sakura said, she wants to transport people though. Because it's like, how is she gonna transport?
I could transport kids for sure.
Yeah, kids for sure. But like imagine,
all right, so you can pick up the strength of your body weight. How's that sound? And then once you pick up more than your body weight, you start floating.
Because I mean,
gliding.
Soccer probably only weighs like 80, 90 pounds.
No, I weigh 100 I don't know right now because I haven't weighed myself in like 6 or 7 months.
So you can you can pick up.
And the last time I weighed myself, I was 106 pounds. So I can pick up like 2 kids or anybody my size or smaller.
Abby.
See, I could pick up Abby. I could transport Abby. I could be the transporter.
You can make up for all the kids who aren't tall enough to go on roller coaster rides, and you can just take them on their own roller coaster ride. See, that's what I'm saying.
The other thing I could do is I could take the kids from Ukraine right now that are being bombed. I could sneak in there, grab a kid, and then fly them out.
What if they don't want to be taken away from their family?
It's that or survival, you know?
True.
I'm not trying to take them away from their family, but...
Sakura is just abducting people.
From their...
There you go. That's the criminal thing that I'm doing. I'm trying to save people's lives, and instead I'm abducting them.
You can't even speak. You can't even speak Ukrainian, but it's like...
You mean Russian?
You consent to be taken away.
Don't Ukrainians speak Russian?
I think they speak
Ukrainian.
They speak Ukrainian,
pick
but
up
I feel
their
like
kid, give them a thumbs up, and just salute.
But I think it's based off of the Cyrillic alphabet, yeah.
So it's similar.
I don't know. Like personally, like you guys said, you guys would steal. Like I mean,
hell yeah.
There's no.
I don't judge.
I'm all about the money. If I can't. I'm a dirty man. If I can make the money to live out the rest of my days in peace, so be it. I'll do it.
I mean, it's like you could like you'd be invisible. Like you just go into Walmart, Target, whatever. You're just
going into a fucking bank. Like honestly, I don't even know if banks really store actual gold.
They don't really store cash anymore. Or cash. They don't really.
So
I think the thing that's the highest
That's a good point. Robbing an ATM.
Yeah. Just go from ATM to ATM.
Like the guy in Japan that they never caught.
Smash her with a bat enough times.
You see the ATM getting the shit.
Yeah, CCTV picks up a bat that's flying around, bashing poltergeist stealing money. The ghosts. Blame it on the ghosts.
I mean, yeah, like you just go around bashing the ATM over it.
Dude, okay, if we go back to the screaming too. Breaking open an ATM.
That's hilarious.
And then stuffing the money into a duffel bag.
CCTV footage shows a ghost smashing an ATM and putting it into a duffel bag. Here's audio of the video.
Yeah, but it would still
if anyone can recognize this voice.
That's the thing. There's no way you can break into an ATM and fill a bag in one breath. You would appear at least once or twice.
Yeah, so true.
So I have an idea to that. Hey. Then you just bring a cloak, and anytime you need to breathe, you just put a paper bag on your head.
Why don't you just wear a ski mask?
Yeah, that way you don't look like you're trying to hide an ugly face.
Yeah, like did you guys forget ski masks exist?
Yeah, true. But body type. They at least know some information about you.
Yeah, I mean, if they really want to track you down,
wear high heels. or wear
high heels and a ski mask and no clothes. Awesome.
Oh my god. Oh god, I love hypotheticals. They're so funny.
So I have a question, by the way. Are we going to push for the 2-hour mark, or what are we planning on doing?
Oh, I thought we were going to just do 1 hour.
Yeah, we're just going to do 1 hour, I think.
We're an hour and a half.
Do we want to turn the first topic that we had into like the extra 20 minutes for Patreon then? Because the rest of this was just silly. We could just turn that first
That's true.
Are you talking about the Leah Thomas?
Yeah, we could turn that
we could
turn that into Patreon content.
If it checks out to be another 20 minutes, then yeah, I can do that.
That was like 20 minutes in.
Exactly.
Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes. That was like 20-30 minutes.
That works, actually.
I really want to go with you guys, like actually go with you guys through the Patreon, because I feel like I don't want to set it up and not have you guys also get your input on it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, because every time, like, it's like a personal limiting blocker where I'm like, I go on Patreon and then I'm like, well, create a tier. I'm like, well, I feel like I should talk with you guys about the tiers and stuff, even though we already have. Maybe it's just me making excuses.
Well, I feel like we should just
how many tiers can there be? There should be like
you can have as many tiers as you want.
I think
there's the lowest tier. Point. The lowest tier should be the
Dakota. I think this is a good point. I feel like to do the outro, and then we can talk about this stuff, because we've said we don't want to talk about.
Okay, so Sakura should do the outro. I did the intro.
Yeah, I like that idea.
My mind goes blank though. I wanted to practice.
Be genuine and heartfelt, like you always are.
You got to do it. No one's expecting perfection. Listeners don't care. They know we're practicing.
You're never gonna practice. You haven't practiced.
I promise.
No, it's okay. Just practices right now.
You just say, "Hi, everyone." No, you don't say hi. How do you say
that? Right. I'll do it. I'm gonna do it, and then you do it next time.
You just say thank you for listening to the.
That's what we said last time. No, I refuse. You got this, Mom. I believe.
Kotawaru. Right, Joe?
Yeah, kotawaru.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to, see, my mind goes blank.
This is good content. Let's keep going. All right, next try.
You got this. We believe in you.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Anchor. Was that iTunes?
You don't have to say them all out.
Just
mainly the the social media platforms.
Oh.
Like Instagram and Twitter.
Instagram and Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to try again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah, it was good. I feel like we had a lot of fun Would You Rathers.
It was very enjoyable.
Thank you, Joe, for providing these stupid questions and
No,
stupid scenarios.
Stupid.
They are stupid in a good way.
Stupid.
They're dumb, but that's what makes the conversation fun because we always go off on like stupid tangents and weird stuff. Yeah. See ya.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you guys.